Hey everybody, GL1 here, and of course we all know that Transformers Rise of the Beasts is about to come out, and I recently got this package here, Optimus Primal with Arrow Stripe, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to share again, actually, you may not know that, my Optimus Primal collection. And so this is the new Optimus Primal Rise of the Beasts, and these swords did not come with him, but they do fit. And these swords actually go with this Optimus Primal right there. And I gave him black swords, which actually go with this one. So, you know, I change things around frequently. But let's take a look at this new Optimus Primal. So from what I've seen so far, what is available is not that impressive. And what I look for is detail and articulation. And this one is pretty well articulated for what it is. And I think really what they're going for a lot is simplicity of transformation. So you just turn it, like you pull that open, turn it, and then there. Now he's in robot mode, and you see he has the feet like an ape, and then you turn the feet around the other way, and now he has robot feet. And now his transformation's complete, and his little friend here, all right, so this is a tiger, and it's not Tigertron, it's Arrow Stripe, and he opens up and becomes a crossbow, and then he fits in his hand like that. So nothing like using a tiger as a crossbow, right? Just pulling him open and there you go. But I think, you know, the simplicity of transformation is nice, and he's pretty well articulated. The Arrow Stripe character here doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, his arms move forward, his legs don't move, his tail goes up and down, his head moves, it doesn't turn, but it goes up and down. And you know, I mean, this was $16 for the two. I think Transformers are actually getting a bit too expensive for what they are, but you know, so I am more cautious about what I purchase, and I'm not going to be purchasing all of the Optimus Primes or Primals that come out like I used to, because honestly, they're not that good. They're not as good as they used to be, and that's something I'm going to show you right now. So the most recent Optimus Primal is this one here that transforms. So this came out couple of years ago, probably at this point. And this is his robot mode. Great articulation. You can even see the little bit of the hydraulics in his ankle. And you have your wrist rockets here, and that pushes, you push that down, and then it's closed, and you can push through the other side and lift that up. And then you have your wrist rockets. Okay, like that. All right. And he has hand grasps, so you can open and close his hand. I always like that. Instead of taking hands off and changing them, you actually have articulation. And he can hold on to his swords. So you can put those in his hands. Just snaps in there, and then he's got his sword in his hand, and this one here, right? And so they lock on back here, and then he has his shoulder, I don't know, lasers, and they can fold down. Let's see, I think, do they go inside? They usually go inside. I don't think they go inside on this one. Let's see. It's been a while since I've opened them up, but no, I don't think it goes inside. But anyway, so they can be, you know, that's his shoulder lasers. When he's in gorilla mode, though, they're out of the way. And then his chest flips around. So anyway, he makes a great robot. I could transform him into gorilla mode and show you that. The other one that came out that's really almost identical is the red version, and this is really just an action figure that does not transform into the gorilla. It's just Optimus Primal in robot mode as an action figure. The articulation's a little bit better. You can see the wrist rockets are red on this. And the chest plate, it just comes off, and then you have like a gorilla chest, but it doesn't spin around or anything. And there's no gorilla head. And then this is, you have your rockets, and they can just, or lasers. And see that just, again, it just pegs in. And his swords on this one, they don't do that on the transforming one, but his swords can combine into like a staff sword, right? So, and he can hold on to that. And his hands, they don't actually the fingers don't open. You just have to wedge it in there. It's a, whoops, it's not that soft of a plastic. The wrists do come off. There were other hands you could put fists on. So, but he's got turning wrists. And he's got the double knees, which is nice. And so good articulation. And you can see, you know, it's basically the same. It's the red version is slightly larger. But so these are the most recent transformations of the Transformer Optimus Primal. This is the masterpiece Optimus Primal, and this is in gorilla mode, obviously, and this is just a fantastic Transformer. I know it's expensive. I think it's about $150 now, but I really think it's worth it if you like him. It comes with 3 different faces. This is the face I like the most. And so it just comes off, and I keep that on. The plastic is really smooth and kind of heavy feeling, just a really nice plastic. Well, I can transform him too. You can see though that, you know, it's just similar to the animated version where he turns in, you know, how he looks like a gorilla and then a robot. And then these are his swords, and they don't peg in the back here. What they do is they fit, when he's in robot mode they do. But they have like a little, actually you see this little divot there, and that fits in his hand, and then he can close his hand around it. And you can see it has ratchets, so really well articulated. So that's the just ultimate Optimus Primal. All right, and there is a third-party version that has, its name is just a bunch of numbers and letters, and perhaps the most fantastic of all. It is supposed to be able to have eyes that light up, but taking the head apart to get in there, to get the battery in there, I started it and it just seemed really complicated. And I'm used to doing a lot of complicated things, but this just didn't seem worth it, so I didn't bother. But that's possible. And it has individual fingers that open. See that? With individual finger joints. So, and the thumb joint actually also has a joint in the middle of that. So for a hand this small, I haven't seen that level of articulation before. And also, this is in robot mode, and when he's in robot mode, you can shorten his arms to be humanoid proportions and lengthen his legs to be humanoid proportions. And when you put him in ape mode, you can shorten his legs and lengthen his arms. So it just kind of folds in and folds out. So that's really, really unique. And then you have these chrome lasers, and it just looks so good in chrome. And then they can expand in and out, slide. so it's more ready to fire. And then with this, you can notch your swords here. There is a place in robot mode where they can hold on. But these swords also can combine. You just pull the chrome blades out, and then they become a staff. Sworded staff, blade staff, right? So, and then he can hold on to that. So, just a really, really awesome transformer. And look at how the hydraulics move. You can, and even the foot turns. You can see how the hydraulics allow it to move with that. I don't think it has elbow hydraulics, but you can, you know, you have just so much articulation in the joint. And these are based on the original 1996 Optimus Primal toy. Now, when this first came out, I was used to the Transformers that I'd seen in the 80s that had very little articulation. This came out, and well, I watched the cartoon, and I was just really impressed. So I went out and I bought this, and I bought the Megatron, and I was so blown away by what they can do that I actually called Hasbro, the 800 number, just to tell them thank you for how awesome it is. I just didn't know what else to do. But you could see, here's, now you have your hydraulics, you know, in the ankle. And let me show you what it does here. So you have a lever in the back. Okay, see that lever? And so that, okay, so you can have him swing his swords. And when it's in gorilla mode, you can have it beat his chest. But that's not all it does. It has these little switches on the side, and you can move them. Okay, you push, it's in, there was an up mode, so you push it in down mode. And when you move that lever, they're gonna, instead of going in and out, they do that. So it changes direction. And you can change one, and it will do something different. So it has more swing. So just incredible to put all that together so that it's working that way. The head is not the head from Beast Wars. So just like the Megatron, where the original one did not have the head that was on the cartoon, neither did the Optimus Primal. It just had an Optimus head, and it even had a war mask, which also was not on the show. So just sort of like a samurai war mask, which I think is really neat. And it has a button back here, and watch this. And then it has missiles and that launch. You have buttons here. I painted them silver the many years ago that I had this. Probably not a good idea from a collector's standpoint, but I really don't care. And then, because I am never going to sell this. So you can have two missiles that sit back there, and what they do, and I can show you on the 10th anniversary version. So this is the 10th anniversary version. So they made a 10th anniversary version of Megatron, which you can see just in the last video, as well as the 1996 version. And this, they gave him the head that you would see on the cartoon. And these missiles, the same ones there, they fit. Actually, you know what? Did they change it? No. Okay, yeah. So they fit right in there. And then you have your button here, and you can launch those too. So you can have two missiles launched there. In the forearm, in the 96 version and this one, you have a mace, which has a skull. So it's a skull mace. And, you know, he has that. And you have all the same features in the 10th anniversary. You know, you have the lever. You can move it automatically with the lever. And then you have your button. Now, these were $20. Okay, so it's big. comes with lots of features, incredible gimmick features, right? I mean, these even have ratchets, so you can't break it by, if you're manually turning it without using the lever. And it's made to do that so you can kind of set the range at how far you want them to move. And then this folds up. Let me show you how that folds up in there. So this folds in, and now you have a fist. And so that way you can adjust the range, how far you want it to go. And you can change your switch. And instead of swings differently, this lever doesn't seem to work as easily as the other one. There we go. It's just off. See? And nothing, it doesn't break. It's very forgiving. So you can, move it a little bit. All right, so it moves. The other one still works a little bit better, probably because it's older and I've played with it longer and things loosened up. But this is what you got for $20 in 1996. And then this was 2006. And it also was about $20. And then this is what you get. Nothing fires. And this for $16. Hardly, I think, a matter of inflation. Really doesn't. I don't think inflation still can account quite for that. I mean, this was 20. Okay, now this is the one that, this is the red RED, the one that doesn't transform. But this is 20, and you can see, again, quite a lot more figure and a lot more detail and articulation to it. And then this one also, from just a couple of years ago, I think it was $20, $25, and turns into a gorilla. Now, I don't remember, I think I got this for $79 or $99. And this one somewhere around 99, and I know that I've seen this as much as like over 200, and this as well. But you get so much with these. So I'm going to do some transforming and then show you what they look like. All right, so here's everything transformed. All right, so here's our new Optimal Optimus in gorilla mode. Okay, so cute, simple to transform. Here is the awesome 1996 gorilla mode. And again, you can turn his fists in. And you can have him beat his chest, if I have the orientation correct, with that lever. Now let's see, you have to flip that up, and then move the switch, flip that down, and then he's in chest beating mode. All right, so remember, $20, pretty awesome. Now, I know you can still get these because they reissued this, and it's for $50. And sometimes it went on clearance, and you could get them, I think, 25 or 30. And I think you can see, if you haven't seen it, well worth it. And you still can flip up the missiles. So you can move his head gets in the way. But you could flip up the missiles while he's in gorilla mode. And then the warrior head appears. You push the button again, and the other missile comes out. So that's an easy thing you can just transform. And this actually transforms quite easily for how complex it might seem. This is the one that came out, a couple years ago. Really well articulated. I mean, look at how the head moves around. In gorilla mode, you can, okay, that folds down. So that's what he looks like in gorilla mode. You put his arms down. And then the legs, he stands like a gorilla. All right. So that's pretty neat. And then this is the masterpiece in robot mode. relatively difficult to transform, I think. Getting the head flipped around and the chest, and just trying to remember that. But just really great looking and worth it. And here's the hydraulics you can see now. And he's got the shoulder lasers. Head can move all around. And this also, you can pull this off, and there's a couple of other facial masks that it comes with as well. I couldn't find the box in time for this, but this is the face I like. Now here is that third-party one, and look at the gorilla face, and his mouth opens too and closes. So pretty. Oh, here we go. Sorry about that. All right, so. And yeah, there's a button, like I said, if you get the battery in there, his eyes will light up. And I wanted to show you the arm length difference and the leg length difference. So here it is. This is, you pull these tabs, and then you can shorten or lengthen the arm. So it folds up in there, and that's, shorter arm. And then this is gorilla mode arm. And you can see that that's longer. And that, you just gotta find the tab and snap that in. Yeah. So you can see that it's longer than the other arm. And then the legs, you can see the leg length. And that works similarly. You pull these out, and then the leg folds up inside, and then it tabs a little lower to grab it. And now you have shorter legs, and this goes down. And so if you make both of his arms longer, here we go. Tab that back in, and then that's what he looks like in gorilla mode. So get this out of the way so you can get a better view. Okay. So if you can find this, may not be that easy now, but I think you can see this is maybe one of the ultimate and cool Optimus Primal Transformers. And I have some bonuses to show you, something special. So this is Leo Prime from 2004, 2005. And what's the name of the company? It escapes me. It's not Takara, and it's not Hasbro. But what you can do is you can look up on Google. I tried to remember it and I forgot. But it comes with all these weapons. So this is the, I thought I'd show you this because it's in the same theme as Optimus Prime being an animal. So this transforms obviously into a lion. And this is like a masterpiece edition of Leo Prime on a small scale. You can see the high quality of paint. It actually has some good weight to it. The weapons can combine. So here's all your little guns. So it has this laser, okay? And then these can stick on the sides of that, like I had it. But there's more. You can also extend, let's see, you can extend these right onto here and make longer guns. So, so he can hold on to a longer gun like that. And then, or the other thing you can do is you can take the shorter ones, and sometimes you can just keep him, because when he's in lion mode, he can then have guns on his head or lasers. And he's not done being cool because he also has claws, spring-loaded. They have a little spring to them, see? And then he can fold out those. And so if he's run out of laser power, he has claws. Or maybe if he just feels like using his lion claws, he can scratch ya. So, and when he's in lion mode, he also can put the claws out and use them as weapons. So really well articulated, the double knees, the fully mobile ankle, the hip articulation, the waist. You know, he's got this opens up and it's sort of like maybe the matrix of leadership in there. And so you have your wrist articulation, your elbow, your shoulder. Of course, the lion parts get in the way, but the head moves all around. So, you know, just a really great transformer. And I've just been taking care of this thing for years in mint condition, and not easy to get, certainly in mint condition now. And then one more bonus, I have Leo Prime knockoff that I got many years ago, I think at Big Lots. And you can see it has the a little bit of the blades that come out. And if you see this online, people are asking $100 for this. Now it has 2 missiles that actually fire. I know I have one. I couldn't find it, but I know I have it somewhere. And the other one, my dog chewed up. Right after I found it again, actually. And then he found it and chewed it up. But you can see it's similar in the design. You know, it has the little animal symbol on the chest, but this one doesn't open. And the head doesn't turn, it just goes back and forth. And the mouth doesn't close. But, you know, this was probably like $5.99. And look, it even has the double knee articulation and the ankle. So, you know, for a knockoff, it's pretty good. And it's a soft plastic. So, and it will transform into a lion. It's a soft plastic, so it doesn't break easily. And, you know, other than the missile situation, it's stayed in really good condition. It's always been a little loose. Like you thought things won't stay in position. But, you know, I just thought this would be a nice time to show you that. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this edition of Toy Talking Stuff with Optimus Primal. And let's all hope the movie is good. Have a good night.